Yo, a mic check, and I've kind of been on a game recording binge. I did an hour of UFC. I'm on my second hour of playing Madden, but I want to show y'all the changes in the team. So I traded Matt Ryan, because that nigga's a scrub, for Tyrod Taylor, and I got Zach Martin from the Cowboys. So let me show y'all the transaction so y'all can see what I got traded. I ended the last video. I stopped talking. I was trying to figure out how to get this trade going. I couldn't. So I traded my second string cornerback. We wasn't stopping no pass game, so I'm like, fuck it, trade the cornerback. Our second string free safety, because I know like there's younger players I could develop in they spot. So Matt Ryan, he gotta go. The nigga wasn't doing shit for us. Zach Martin, the best right guard in the league, and he's like 27. They released their quarterback, their free safety. Then I traded my my fourth round pick and my third round pick for next year's draft. My third string running back for Tyrod Taylor. I knew he on the trade block anyway, so I knew I didn't have to trade that much to get him. So hopefully with these two additions, I'll have a better offensive line, and then being able to run with Tyrod Taylor, I should be able to, and he can throw on the run too. I should be able to do a lot more. But now let's see where are we at now that I made some trades. We still pretty good overall. I didn't have to trade no defenders. So, I mean, no important defenders. Let's see. Josh Allen, left outside linebacker. I'm going to try to get the best fullback in the draft. We need a fullback. Yeah, it ain't no fucking fullbacks. Sometimes you can get the best blocking tight end and turn him into a fullback. But the way I like to run, I need a good fullback to lead the way. Alright. I already said my practice, so shoot. I wasn't gonna record, but I was like, you know what? If I record this, my Madden is done for the month. So I'd rather just kind of get to it and just do it. And I want to test out this new team too, you know. See what Tyrod Taylor's talking about. And just when you work harder, you're more satisfied at the end of the day. Like it feels like you earn your relaxation, and that's what I want to feel. Because too often I'll just chill, and I'll just be like content with just relaxing and just being too content, you know. There's so much shit to do, and I want to get to it. I don't want to just be sitting here wondering about what I could have did or how I could have did it.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great
I got all of my UFC videos done, all of these videos. After I do this video, all I need to do is 2 more multiverses, 3 more Crash Bandicoots, and then I'll have 16 gaming videos finished. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and then start doing some anime videos.
And it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Alright, let's go. Let's redeem ourselves. We should have beat the Saints last week.
A first down throw coming for Dole. And a catch good. It's Eifert.
Oh, come on, 59. Campbell, come on.
And a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Fucking goofy goober.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
Turn down, thirsty. Ooh! That's me. That's me all day. I should have kept going. That was my touchdown right there to the left. See, that's why I started Poole, because I had Poole on my Giants team. He's a ball hawk, man. He's a dog. And I'm like, I know it's better just to develop my young niggas and get their overall as high as possible than trying to keep Alford, like, he's 29 already, and you're 80 something, but you're not really.
For the tailback, Devontae Freeman avoids him at the 40. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you...
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
I ain't mad at that. It's okay.
Able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
And it's complete.
Good dot. Good dot, Tyrod.
Pick up there of 20 yards.
See, now this is a better team than that Giants team I had. Better defensively, better on the offensive end.
And I think
Tyrod
it's
Taylor
become
really
more of a
should be
glamour
able to
position
shake
because of
this
the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers, but hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle. You put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
He'll wind up getting.
I'm glad I didn't trade that much for Tyrod.
So it'll leave him with second and
third,
a yard.
fourth round pick.
I think the last two
third
plays
string
really
running back
illustrate how
that doesn't
difficult
play.
it is to game plan against this guy, because
I love trading pieces that don't play on my team. I'm like, what am I losing? Oh, come on.
Broken plays, you can't account for them.
Give me the first.
Those plays, those two that you just
spun the
mentioned,
wrong way,
microcosm
goofball
really of how he can hurt you.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one,
girl, I want to know. I want to know.
If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Jeez, they on my fucking neck. Yeah, see these niggas, they on my neck like Kisaki Teta.
Maybe that tuck rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed, that time lucky that the arm is going forward, incomplete pass. Again, now it's Taylor on second and 10.
Oh, man, I forgot. Oh, my God. I forgot Tyrod Taylor's a fucking schmuck, too.
Third down. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletion.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're taking a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Taylor able to use those legs of his to pick up a first.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the loose and brings up 2nd down.
What the fuck?
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Ryan Glasgow in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
It's like now he more mobile, but now it's like they doing everything they can to keep this nigga in the pocket.
They've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
On 3rd and goal, Taylor. Under pressure again.
Oh, I didn't see Sanu dummy open on the side, on the left side.
Geno Atkins.
We'll kick a pitch.
Drop him and back Back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
Getting set to go again, Andy Dalton marches back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown.
I hate dumbass plays like
Big
that.
thanks to the defense.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Forgot I was on. If I got him streaming, sometimes I forget. I'm not just playing the game. I'm playing the game with an audience. Not a large audience yet, but one day.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
3 yards.
A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed
watch you, Ivory! What I just say? Don't test my user!
With the INT, and they take over.
Stop fucking testing my user, nigga. I said I'm watching Ivory.
6-yard line.
Y'all said I'm watching fucking Ivory.
Back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception.
You watch the tight end is going to tell you if it's a runner or it's a block. He bursts out trying to block, okay, it's a run play. He bursts out trying to run a route, it's a pass.
Got them frustrated right now.
They toss to Freeman. Good footwork at the 30. 20. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati.
Let's go, nigga.
Territory.
We on their fucking neck.
Hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
Let's go.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off a big run on his own. But often,
yeah. Yeah, I got you. No problem.
You get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
We got to keep it low. My little bro got to take a test.
2nd and goal, and the lone man in the backfield is Freeman.
Keep it low. He's still finna score this touchdown on these bum-ass niggas. And then I'll be done streaming Madden.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Falcons will add on to their lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Bryant's extra point up and good, and the lead grows to 10-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends in a touchdown run from Devontae Freeman.
On their neck.
Now here's Bryant to kick it
told,
away.
Tyrell Taylor's not that great of a quarterback, but I don't need a quarterback to throw 300 yards and 5 touchdowns every
This will
game.
be taken to
That's
the
not
back
how
of the end
I
zone.
play our very run heavy.
Run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting ready to go again. Here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
Going deep downfield for Ross. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And he's going to take this one back to the
Everybody has 8 starters, so
37-yard
they can't
line.
back plays. You gotta pick.
So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit. Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down.
Eventually, I might have to get a really good quarterback to be like the bridge.
Now a toss right.
Tyrod's really a bridge.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Dre Kirkpatrick, the cornerback, up to make the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Sometimes you make the tight end block, and he'll mess up like that.
On second down, Taylor. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, Brandon, this is a former first-round pick, and he's been a bit of a disappointment in his career up till now, but he's still got room to grow. And this is an excellent play right here to come away with the football.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? And he's got the hook up to Brandon LaFell. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, 50%.
So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that was really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Really good at looking at a play and knowing what the penalty is if I can see it. I saw the play, I know what it is. That's the thing.
They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's second and 8.
Just in the story, and like I really pay attention to the game. I try to learn the champions.
Dalton here from the gun. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
So many times stop playing by leverage.
We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
He'll get this
A little bit
down
right to say
near the
something. I'm very loud. I'm very animated when I play the game. That's why I figured I could stream.
That burst good for
And I should do
20
YouTube.
and a
I'm a
first
very
down.
animated guy.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
I always realized I was always a poet before that. I made poetry when I was a kid. You know, hip-hop.
Throwing now, Taylor on first down. He
Maybe
goes
a lot
underneath to Freeman.
A lot of the way they treat artists is
It's a good
really
gain of
funky.
11, sets him up first and goal.
It makes me
And he is the NFC rating offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab it.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
YouTube is your own network.
When you look at the geography
create
we're staring
and
at, this
sponsor,
part of the
control
field,
content on your own
don't
network.
you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type.
And he will score.
Let's go.
Touchdown, Falcons. Tyrod Taylor,
Like, I don't
his
care about
fourth
no passing
touchdown on the
touchdowns. Like,
year.
my whole team.
And the Falcons will extend their lead.
I just care about scoring.
This is similar to baseball where you want the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost
50
impossible.
touchdowns.
Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
You know what I mean? And running the ball could be exciting.
Now
It could be
here's
so
Bryant to
dynamic
kick
with
it
your
away.
runs. They don't know where you're coming from. And defense, like dominating on defense, that makes the game
Fielded
exciting.
about a yard
you dominate
deep.
them defensively, then you run the ball, but they can't do nothing to you.
Solid return, pretty good field
They snipe,
position.
like,
They'll start
watch you
at the
really scared,
32-yard line.
This fool threw 4 picks in the first half.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and it finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like low.
And that's complete to LaFell. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
I'm trying to get AJ Green.
A good pickup there, a 22.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better. I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right? Whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Andy Dalton now, 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. We'll remind you once again, coming up at halftime, we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He's got stats and scores from around the NFL as we wrap up the first month of the season.
No longer is he a rookie, the coach, a true veteran now.
A crafty veteran. He showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Given 9 there on the first down completion.
2 touchdowns.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. Third and a yard.
It feels good to play like against the CPU, definitely.
Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Dalton, 1st and 10. And the grab by Croft. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Second down, Dalton. And he's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. Tyler Eifert, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead.
Oh, it's been good to see Tyler Eifert regaining his form as one of the best red zone tight ends in the league. Remember in 2015? Led all NFL tight ends with 13 touchdowns. Injuries have kept him to just 10 games the last 2 years. But when Tyler Eifert's healthy and he's in the red zone, look out.
That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, look at the juke. A marker down. He does get it up past the 25. Will it hold? Let's see.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
On first down, it's Taylor. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Sean Williams there defensively to break that one up. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Drake Kirkpatrick. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
You're going to decline it.
Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion.
That is declined.
Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. On first and 10, here's Andy Dalton for the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. So we have now seen connection number 1 between Dalton and Adriel Jeremiah, A.J. Green.
Say that again.
Adriel Jeremiah.
Look at you. You are full of knowledge and information. And you know something? I bet Andy Dalton learned his full name as well because he figured out quickly, this is going to be my #1 target. I got to know this guy in a big way.
From the 2 now, second and goal. So Dalton now. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They'll run here with Bernard. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And Bullock will put this one through. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now. It's 16-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 23 yards on the play. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
So I can throw it to the middle.
Now Taylor on first down. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout, and they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And Bryant's kick is good.
Yeah.
So we're at halftime here in Atlanta. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Bullock out now to kick this one away.
Show myself to Tyrod.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Detroit 3-0.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Here's Taylor. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
You know what I mean?
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a big.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Ryan Glasgow getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Forced out to his left. They give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. The Falcons on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation.
He can't save the play. He can't run. You can't throw him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there of 22. Taylor steps away to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, it still definitely hurts.
Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. That's complete right around the 8. A good display of footwork. It gets him just inside the 5 to the 4. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about when they really...
And he will score! Touchdown, Falcons! Tyrod Taylor with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
They'll try and run with Freeman. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. They get the conversion. And, Charles, when you only have 2 yards to go, what do you think of the toss play? Because initially it kind of sets you back a little bit.
It does, especially if you get a lot of pressure coming towards you. But if you can get to the edge, if you seal the edge with your blocking, often your tackle or your tight end on what they call the play side where the ball goes, you can get to the corner, and that allows those big guys to get out ahead of the runner.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
So if I have a quarterback that can move, a mobile quarterback, I'm a run game guy. So
Here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now a play fake here on first down. Caught Eifert over the middle. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Dalton off play action. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Baby Gronk.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
I'll take that too.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Let's go. Another good. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to record this. I was like, I really believe in the
Dalton gets to Bernard.
So I try not to overextend.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
The kidder here, it's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
That's just not who I am. I'm not the social guy.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
It's a decision to not expose myself to a bunch of
people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
In this world and in myself, instead of like trying to be on or famous.
And Bullock will put this one through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone, and he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
She's blessing us, changing our lives. I try to take that.
And
Nah,
back
it's like
onto the field now comes
a way
Devontae
to condescend
Freeman.
over
He's
others,
up
but
over
that's a way
100
to,
yards, and he'll be looking to
try
get in the
change
end
my
zone
life
again.
Has a
and
tremendous
people's
nose
lives
for
around
it,
me.
doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Being chased out left. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he's trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth.
It's out of this world. Devontae Freeman, best player in football right now.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. Second down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
Here's Taylor. Dancing to his left. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 42 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold it for a short game when it took off.
They run Devontae Freeman.
The last minute,
and he'll get about 4 there as he takes him from the 10 down to the 6.
Third quarter is fourth down territory, too.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it first and goal. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway.
And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And my goodness, another interception. It's Desmond Trufant.
It doesn't matter if I'm up 50 points.
Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense as the scouting reports change and they're doing things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the water cooler.
He better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
But
And when do they
I
start
am the type
thinking
to try
about
to
burning these
get
timeouts? They've
50.
got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to
I'm not
start
gonna
right
call
now.
you whack,
Here's the
but
time,
I will
and that
try
means
to
you've got to
score
stop
in the
them on
last second.
defense, not give up the yardage,
Even if I'm up
use your
38,
timeouts in
I
order
don't
to
care.
get the ball
You should
back
stop.
and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On third down, Devontae Freeman. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
That's Coleman turning to go crazy.
Here's Coleman on the toss. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
I'm about to pay Coleman.
Tevin
He didn't get paid as much as he
Coleman, his
wanted.
second
Like,
touchdown
5
on the
years.
season.
Barely.
And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive
Play
run,
so
and
hard.
one thing I've learned in our time in this game,
It's definitely
yes,
a
the
luxury
offensive
to have
line has to get a
Tevin
lot of
Coleman as a
credit,
backup.
but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to
I'm
block
just
well
smart. I
downfield.
know I'm
And then
gonna
you
need
have to
that
have a good
money.
guy
I'd rather
carrying
pay
the ball
money
too,
for a
right?
starting
Oh, without a
lineman.
doubt, you need that
For the
difference
left
maker
guard, I'm gonna have to
lugging
get
the rock.
eventually the left tackle. That's in their 30s. Maybe a defensive line.
And they will not
Shake
get
up
a
the
chance to
whole
return this
defense.
one as it's through
Maybe
the
the best
end zone
quarterback.
for a touchback.
For the backup
Getting
running
set
back,
to
you
go
don't pay
again,
big money
Andy
to the backup
Dalton
running back.
marches
You know
back
why?
onto the
That
field.
can go out
And that
and find another
interception
backup
that ended
running
their
back.
previous drive likely also ended any shot they
That
had a
service
victory.
you
Yeah,
never
long
pay
road
big
back
money
from
for
here,
backup
no
running back.
doubt
Every
about
time I
that
did, I
one,
had to,
but
like, I
let's
had the
face
Giants.
it, if you're going to go out there and
Saquon Barkley,
compete, you
but
want
then
to
I
try
went
and
out
end on a
and I
strong
paid
note,
big
don't
money
you?
for Sony
Absolutely.
Michel.
It won't end
And
in
he
a
played
victory,
well.
like you
He
said,
really
but they
did
can
play
maybe
well.
take something positive out of this
A backup
one. A
running
gain
back
of
will
6
never
there on
listen to
first.
big paycheck
You
you
got
give
the
them,
big
even
lead
if they're
defensively,
outstanding.
willing to give
You
them that
could pay them
underneath
to try
stuff,
to make
right?
sure
And
nobody
this
else
is why you
signs.
work on your tackling.
But
Tackle
if it's
them
not a
after the
deal for you,
catch,
like, it's not a
inbounds, keep
bargain,
the
it's
clock
not worth it,
running.
'cause they'll
Just
never
go ahead
play
and bleed
enough.
the game out that
Running
way.
backs themselves sometimes don't even play enough. So
Dalton
you
throwing
gotta
on
work hard.
second down. And a catch
You don't need
good.
to.
It's Eifert. And
You
he'll
know
be
what I
brought
mean?
down
You
shy
really
of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Dalton to his big target, Eifert, for the Cincinnati first. Andy Dalton now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half.
Doesn't
Not
matter. A
bad.
perfect 8
First
for
and
8.
10.
And you
Time
down
for a
30
break.
points.
We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after
Wrap
this.
garbage time. Yeah. See, look at that. I think I made the right trades, man.
So the Bengals in possession of the football
nail-biter
here
with
as
the
we
same
get you
thing.
reset.
Shellacking, though.
And let's see what they've come up with
Shellacking.
offensively after having time to talk it over. A first down throw coming for Dalton. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard
They got
line.
planned. They didn't do anything.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
AJ Green
At
just
this
had his
stage of the
first
game,
catch
the
with
run-pass numbers are a little bit out
2
of whack
minutes
because
left.
most of their yardage has come through the air.
AJ
But in
Green,
a
your
sense,
best
that just
receiver,
sets
had
things
his
up for
first
big
catch with 2
runs
minutes
like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
Holding offense.
Oh, you know he accepted.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in the game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
I reckon
Dalton
I get to
here from the
bottom
gun.
to do all these episodes and stuff.
Looking
And
left
try to get up
sideline,
to
but it's
32
incomplete.
episodes of different shows.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't
I'll
an
never have to
interception.
do it like this
Wow.
again. Like, I'm doing it like this
You're-
right now. So I'll
You're a nice
never have
guy.
to
That
do
was
it.
kind of savage.
Realistically,
But
I
correct.
have to record more than one
No
video
pick,
a day.
just
I work on
incomplete
one
that
video
time.
a day, one video to record, one video to edit. Almost maybe even 1 or 2 a week.
It's second down. Dalton looking. On the screen, Bernard. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now the Bengals on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton. Now a desperation throw. Deep. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion. And it'll be Dalton again. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. Meanwhile, in Nashville, they're on to the fourth quarter now. And an impressive display by the Eagles. They continue to pour it on, scoring again. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Carson Wentz, he was the story there with 4 touchdown passes. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Oh, Taylor going to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
2nd and 10, it's Taylor again. The left side completion to Jones. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. They'll throw on 1st down with Taylor. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And this one is incomplete. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Falcons, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they're going to fall to 3-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Between the 3 of them, with Tevin Coleman, Tyrod Taylor, Devonta Freeman, we should have the #1 rushing offense in the league. That's my goal. back bids. Bet up. Alrighty. I appreciate anybody who watches these videos, man. I'm trying to go hard. I'm trying to keep the content coming. Let's advance next week. See who got the NFC Player of the Week. Let's see if it's Devonta Freeman again. Maybe it's Tyrod Taylor. Heck no. We got the Steelers. We both 3-1. That'll be a fucking firefight. Appreciate y'all once again. Peace.